And that's the Cal Stark special right there, of course, over the past few seasons.
Yeah, kind of a pitch out, abbreviated, if you will.
1-2. Grounded, right side, base hit. A couple of ground balls finding their way through the infield, and Keene and Perez, a little something brewing here for Radford to start this one.
Yeah, good piece of two-strike hitting. I'm not even sure that was a strike, but has a little hole over there with the first baseman, Clark, holding the runner and punches it through. Now you got something brewing. Very similar feel here for Abraham in that North Alabama inning last week, where it was just a couple ground ball singles that put him into a little bit of trouble.
Righty on lefty as the first baseman Brecken Nace stands in. 444 batter with a home run and 9 RBIs this year. Abraham went 2/3 of an inning on Saturday against Rice, allowed 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, and struck out 2. And that one misses. Nace quickly ahead 2-0. Rough luck for Nick Abraham so far. And some good hitting from a couple of excellent Radford batters. The 2-0. Good breaking ball in there on the corner.
Steals one back there. Nace, good-looking left-handed athlete in the box. Has only started 7 out of their 10 games, but since he's been in there, 444. Wiggled into that 3-hole for him.
2-1 fouled back as Abraham catches up.
Goes with the bigger breaking ball that time. We've kind of seen a little cutter slider at about 84, and then that one at 76. 2 variations of the breaking ball.
Infield looking for a double play here for the 2-2. Fouled back again as Nace stays alive.
I think he went change up there. You know, that's one of the things with the pitch comm is when you used to watch a game, you've got the view to the catcher. So if somebody's not on second, you can see what the pitch is. Now you're kind of having to play a little guessing game until they throw it, which is always fun. Might think about busting them in right here, but doesn't look like they're going to.
We'll check on the runner again. This is a Radford team that will steal some bases. Perez has stolen 4 in 5 tries. Hunter Keene, 4 steals on all 4 of his attempts. And he stays alive again.
Does go with the fastball there at 90. He's been 89-90 with all of his fastballs so far. You know, sometimes the pickoff isn't even necessarily about trying to get the out, but rather just slow the game down, make the hitter stand in there a little bit longer. You see Frank Anderson do that a lot.
Here comes the 2-2 again. That one misses low. And a full count. A little bit of pressure here on the freshman making his first career start at Nick Abraham. Trying to quiet the Highlanders here with a full count and 2 on, nobody out. 3-2. And he walked him.
What an at-bat.
So for Nick Abraham, just the first walk he has issued now in his 4th appearance. And they are loaded full of Highlanders now for the third baseman, James Ward, who's got 8 doubles this season. That leaves all big South hitters. Nowhere to put him. Here in the top of the first. And he misses away. Not as windy as it's been today if you've been around Knoxville. Wind calming down on a nice Tuesday afternoon. Here's a 1-0. And breaking ball misses again, and now Abraham is really in deep.
Yeah, these first 4 hitters, they seem to be seeing it pretty well out of the hand. They haven't swung and missed, I don't think, a single time, and that's a really good take right there. Was in the zone forever, so Abraham looking for something to fool him a little bit.
Sharply grounded to the third baseman Fisher, to second
That's
for
what
one,
you
a
wanted.
first for two, a double play. The run scores Perez. It's 1-0 Radford, but that is exactly what Nick Abraham was looking for. 5-4-3.
You'll trade that all day long in that situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. We'll take 2 outs for a run there if you're Tennessee, and doesn't get any easier with Tyler Kehoe coming into the box, but runner at third with 2 outs, chance to get out of it, minimizing damage, which is kind of all you can hope for when you find yourself in that situation.
So the catcher, Stone Lawless, comes out from behind home plate. Here comes Tony Vitello. And after 17 pitches, it looks like that might be it for Nick Abraham. So unfortunately, more of the same for the Tennessee righty. Singled to death again, as Tennessee will go to the pen and bring on a new pitcher here with 2 outs in the top of the first, down 1-0 here against Radford. Pitcher, a lefty, and Michael Sharman, redshirt junior from Woodstock, Georgia, who comes into this game with the shortstop Hunter Keene standing on third. 4th appearance of the season, pitched a third of an inning on Saturday against Rice, allowing 1 hit and striking out another. Just faced those 2 batters and comes in here as the second Tennessee pitcher of the afternoon. So he will see Tyler Kehoe, the right fielder, 340, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs this season. A little lefty-on-lefty matchup as he misses away.
Never too early to go a little matchup if you're planning to do it anyways. He's certainly got a little bit of a awkward arm slot, which is a good thing if you're a pitcher, uncomfortable as a hitter. But
that one's laced to the right side, stopped by Clark, who gets up but leaves the baseball, and grounding out nearly is Kehoe, but he'll score a run. Keene comes in. It's 2-0 Radford. Nearly a spectacular play by Levi Clark, who couldn't finish it.
yeah, it looks like he traps it and does a good job to stay in front, but then as he's running through it, it was in front of him. He kind of leaves the baseball behind him. Wasn't able to make the flip.
So 2-0 for Radford. Scored an error against the first baseman, Levi Clark, making his 2nd straight start over there at first. And Brady Whitaker, the backstop, comes up to the dish. In there for a strike, good breaking ball. Well, this could end up being a good experience for this Tennessee team again, down early, as they've been a couple of times here at home early this season. But after the weekend, you're number 1 in a lot of the polls. A little bit of pressure from the Highlanders, who have been circling this one, I imagine, since the schedule originally came out.
Absolutely. More than game Radford team, as we mentioned, but, an opportunity to play a competitive baseball game, which is what you want.
Runner goes as Lawless throws down, and Tyler Kehoe is in there safely. That is his first steal of the season, the right fielder, putting another runner in scoring position here for Whitaker.
Just went on first move there. Really, Lawless didn't have a chance. It was a really good jump. When you go on a lefty and you guess right like that, you're typically going to be safe.
Hard hits down the right side and foul. Do it again at 1-2 here for Whitaker. 200 batter, making his 7th start of the season with 4 RBIs. Radford team that swept Mercyhurst over the weekend. 11th game for them, 5-5 on the short season. Looking to make it 4 wins in a row here tonight against the defending national champs. Pitch home from Sharman to Curley. The shortstop on the run, throws it away. Clark can't get it. Here comes the runner Kehoe, and just like that, it is 3-0 Radford. The defense costing the Vols here in the first.
Yeah, Curley, plenty of time here. Decides to go on the run, as he's pretty comfortable doing, does all the time, but yanks this throw a little bit and kind of short hops and side hops Levi Clark over there at first. And this time we'll get Frank Anderson in a mound visit. I would imagine he's not in the best mood, although he seems to be laughing it off with the infield bunch. With this lineup, Tennessee's obviously, never quick to hit panic button, but you would like to play a little bit cleaner after the weekend that you had and kind of build on that momentum. But just an opportunity for Coach Anderson to come out there and settle everybody down, just say, hey, let's get in here and figure out what we got going on.
So 3 runs on 2 hits and a pair of Tennessee errors means 2 of these 3 runs are unearned for Abraham and for Sharman. For Dean Curley, that is his 2nd error of the season, and the one on Clark was his first just a minute ago. And here comes Noah Toole, the 7th batter to hit here in this first inning for Radford. And a good breaking ball there to start him off for Michael Sharman. The 0-1. Fouled back. And clearly whatever Frank Anderson said worked here, at least early in the count, for the Tennessee lefty.
Yeah, Sharman's done a good job of being ahead. The ball hit to Clark was well hit, but it was a grounder, and then that last one was very weak contact.
Runner goes, grounded back to Curley. Another chance for the Tennessee shortstop, right to Clark at first in time, and that will retire the side. But 2 Tennessee errors and a couple of Radford base hits give the Highlanders the early lead. It's Radford 3 and Tennessee coming up here in the first. National champs on the mound tonight. Getting the start for Radford is Trey Ludy, a first career start for him as well. And the 3rd appearance for the righty from Roanoke, Virginia. Pitched 2 2/3 on Friday night against Mercyhurst for the Highlanders in that sweep they had over the weekend. And he will face Dean Curley, Gavin Keelan, and Hunter Ensley and the top of this Tennessee order. Will, take me through the conversations in the dugout. You're down 3-0. This has not gone the way you expected to begin for Tennessee. What is it like in that dugout right now?
Probably not a whole lot of talking, just a couple pick-me-ups. Hey, we're good. Let's punch back right here. And it's the first inning. It's funny how baseball works. You play so clean over the weekend. It's a heightened environment. You're in a big league park. You win 3 games in fairly dominant fashion, and then you're back home, and it's kind of a letdown spot a little bit. So it's easy to see how that happens. These are kids still. They're young men, but and that none of that may have actually played into it at all. It may have just been circumstantial, but that's part of the game, and the other part of the game is responding when something like that happens. So it's kind of ironic that Dean is the first one up, and certainly wants to make up for it as best he can.
Dean Curley, the Tennessee shortstop, leading off. Gavin Keelan and Hunter Ensley 2 and 3, like we mentioned, as Trey Ludy gives him a fastball, and Curley sends this into the Tennessee night sky over the center field fence. And just like that, Tennessee on the board, a leadoff bomb from their shortstop. Redemption for Dean Curley, his 5th home run of the season.
Kind of like that. That's how you respond. That was a missile. I don't think that ever got that high off the ground. Just sneaks over that center field wall. That was stung really well.
So a Tennessee lineup that comes into the night, 2nd in the NCAA in home runs, has already added to their total this evening. And here comes the man who is red hot SEC Player of the Week, a National Player of the Week over the weekend, Gavin Keelan. Count even at 1-1. What this guy did over the weekend, Will, in Houston, one of the great weekends a Tennessee hitter has had in quite some time.
Yeah, he had a pretty good season this weekend, didn't he? I'm stealing that from former VFL Larry Simcox.
That's great.
Said that on the phone this morning. Shout out to him. But, yeah, Keelan was some kind of locked in this weekend.
Hot shot, right side, a base hit. Gavin Keelan thinks he's still in Houston. Another base knock, and Tennessee has some early momentum here in the first themselves.
A measly single on this one. was a single away from the cycle on Saturday and decides to go ahead and complete it, but he's locked in, and he's quick to the ball. He's got really good hands, good hand-eye coordination. It's a kid that came in last year having hit a ton of doubles at Louisville. He's gotten stronger. The power's there. There's a lot to like about Gavin Keelan.
Here's Hunter Ensley, the Tennessee center fielder again tonight. Takes the ball. Hunter was 4 for 13 in Houston, had a pair of RBIs in that Saturday win against Rice. Amazing. We had a laundry list of things to tell you about Gavin Keelan, and before we could even say like 2 of them, he was already on base. 1-0 from Ludy, fouled back by Ensley.
It's funny how Hunter Ensley is a cemented Vol legend, hitting in the 3-hole for this year's bunch. And he's kind of flown under the radar a little bit.
Sure.
But he's been steady, and throughout his career, it's kind of been notorious for slow starts.
Keelan running, breaking ball in, picked a good pitch to go on. A good throw, though, from Whitaker, the backstop, who guns him down.
I don't know if I believe that.
Would be the first time Keelan's been caught stealing all year if this stands.
Well, maybe he was. Second base umpire Manny Gonzalez was right all over that. I mean, it took a perfect throw, and I think he got it. I think he was tagging Keelan as the ball entered his glove. This one may stand or be confirmed.
Well, Keelan did not hesitate. He stood right on the bag the second the review was called for. Tennessee did not hesitate either.
Yeah, I think you can kind of feel when the ball is arriving, and based on where he was in relation to the bag, he felt like he was going to beat it. But, I mean, it was on him as soon as the ball was caught.
Right. A pretty impressive throw from Whitaker. A breaking ball that's down, and to transfer that thing and gun it across so quickly. Regardless of whether this stands, that's a heck of a throw.
It is. But going back to Ensley, it's kind of flown under the radar a little bit with some of the numbers you've seen from other guys. He's had slow starts in the past. This year the numbers do look nice. I wouldn't say they're gaudy by any stretch, but he's been solid. And then when you get really deep into the thing and you start thinking about guys that will need to make big swings and stuff that you just can't really teach, like your Christian Moores and your Dylan Drylings gave you last year, we'd get a better look here. From that angle, it looks like he's safe, because I thought from the other angle he clipped the arm, but I don't think he got the arm.
Yes, that left hand gets in there about...
I don't think he's touching him quite yet.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Unless he grazed the arm as he caught the ball, because the tag comes kind of on the kidney area there, which at that point Keelan's hand had hit. I just don't know if they're going to be able to tell, which is kind of a cop-out, but...
Would be the third steal in as many tries for the Louisville transfer if it does stand. For a Tennessee team that doesn't run a ton. At the only category they are not top 5 in the country in offensively this season.
Yeah, stolen bases and sack bunts. Probably not.
That's right.
Probably not going to be the nation's leaders there.
There's a Tennessee lineup that is third in the country in on-base percentage, second in home runs, fourth in total runs with 128, now 129. And first in slugging percentage. We get a verdict here from our umpires. And he is out. So the throw from Brady Whitaker stands up. Gavin Keelan is the first Tennessee out of the inning.
So they go with stands. Third base umpire Brian DeBrouwer, excuse me. A little different than confirmed, but I think that's probably the right call considering what we saw. And that one could have gone either way.
Here's Ludy's 2-1 at Ensley. Waves and misses, evens the count. But Tennessee not afraid to be aggressive and put the onus on the catcher to make a spectacular throw down by a couple runs here in the first. 2-2 misses. Full count. Andrew Fisher, the third baseman, on deck, followed by Levi Clark, Reese Chapman, Stone Lawless behind the plate tonight. Cannon Peebles, the DH, and a start for Chris Newstrom, the left fielder tonight. Breaking ball in there for strike three. Got Ensley looking. First strikeout of the night for Trey Ludy in his first career start, and there's two away now for Andrew Fisher.
Drops that one in there on 3-2. That's pretty sharp over the top. Kind of that 12-6 action breaking ball. Freezes Ensley right there.
So Andrew Fisher next up for Tennessee at third base tonight. .267 batter. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs for the Ole Miss transfer. And that one catches a corner for a strike.
One of those home runs being on Sunday against Arizona was a big swing at the time, and a guy who had 20 home runs last year, certainly.
And this was launched. Right center. Kehoe going back. Goodbye. Another home run for Andrew Fisher. He's on a streak.
Or Sunday, excuse me, and says, you know what, I'll just go ahead and do that again. The wind has died down a little bit, but it was blowing directly in from that direction earlier today. As you can see the flags, there's not really a whole lot there, so ball's going to carry a little bit better, but that was a good swing. Stayed through that one, kind of middle away, but it's able to get the barrel out to it and take it right over the NCAA sign in right center. So that's a really big swing from Andrew Fisher.
So 2 homers here in the first, one for Dean Curley, one for Andrew Fisher. Here's Levi Clark, who pretty much gets out of bed and hits home runs before he starts his morning right now, Will. 3 for 11, 2 homers, 3 RBIs in Houston, making his 8th start and his 5th in a row. And he's ahead 2-0 here on Trey Ludy.
Head coach Tony Vitella mentioned it over the weekend. He's starting to feel like some of these guys aren't even freshmen anymore. Levi Clark is certainly one of them, and you can see the approach and the calmness that he has in the box. And being such a strong kid, he's under control. Some of the things that have led to the success that he's had this early. He's got a good base.
Big cut there, swing and a miss, 2-2.
As I say, he's under control. he unloads on that one, but that's an advantage count. So get your swing off, young man.
2-2 to the freshman. Right back where it came from. Diving stop by Keene to his knees. Throw not in time, but what an effort by the Radford shortstop, Hunter Keene, who gets a little round of applause, I think, himself from this Tennessee crowd. Clark on with a 2-out base knock, and Reese Chapman up next.
I like this Keene kid. I didn't think he had a chance right here. And on such a high hop. Clark runs pretty well. He's not able to throw him out. He was also pretty deep into center field, but just to cut that ball off is a heck of a play.
Lefty Reese Chapman, 11 games in the lineup, 11 games with a hit this season. As Ludy starts him off with a strike. And he has been on a tear to start the year. 389, couple of home runs, 11 RBIs in the 6th spot tonight playing right field. Clark faked like he was going to go for a moment, then comes on back. Whitaker with a watchful eye, 1-1. It's another one of those guys, Will, and Reese Chapman, who has broken into the lineup, was a big part of this lineup last season. As the 1-1 misses outside. But you go down the list of Tennessee players who have had to sit behind All-Americans before they got their chance to be a full-time everyday starter. And you think of guys like Trey Lipscomb, Reese Chapman looking to put his name in that book as well, and off to a great start this year.
Yeah, he is, and he contributed last year. He kind of was in and out of that DH role, but sitting behind Kavares Tears, as you mentioned, and this season he's done a really good job of going to all fields with the baseball in the batter's box, and has played a really solid right field. So he's kind of taking a strong hold on that right field position, and looks to be a middle of the order everyday guy.
Ahead 3-1. That's a high fly ball to right. Kehoe drifting back, has room, makes the catch, and that will end the inning. 2 Tennessee runs on 4 hits. Home runs from Dean Curley and Andrew Fisher get the Vols within 1. After Nick Abraham recorded a pair of outs on a double play in that first inning. It'll be Eli Hudgens, Corbin Grantham, and the leadoff man, John Keanu Perez, here to lead off the second for the Highlanders. Interested to see, Will, tonight, the way the pitching goes for Tennessee, because you mentioned this is the first really 5-game week where you've got Radford tonight, you've got Xavier tomorrow, and then St. Bonaventure this upcoming weekend, and a really good dress rehearsal for what a busy week at SEC play will feel like for a lot of these guys and a lot of these freshmen who have firsts like Abraham's first start tonight.
Yeah, it'll extend the bullpen a little bit, and you'll see guys that come in and throw the ball well, maybe get a little bit longer of a leash because you've got an extra game this week. So a real opportunity for guys who are trying to earn weekend opportunities to take the ball on today or tomorrow and show what they can do.
Swing and a miss from Eli Hudgens, the DH tonight, making his 6th start. .455 batter to start the young season.
Good change up there from Sharman. Good arm speed all the way through it. Kind of took off on him there. Get the swing and miss. Looks like they're going back to it.
Breaking ball misses. We were talking before about a lot of these midweek games, and you think especially for some of these pitchers who have the chance to earn SEC opportunities by the way they play in these midweek games all season, as Hudgens pokes that one into shallow left. That's going to get down for a base hit. And for a second straight inning, Radford with not hard contact, but enough to get on base to start the frame.
Put the ball in play, good things can happen. You're down in the count, but gets a second straight breaking ball and keeps the hands back long enough to punch it over Curley there. Good piece of hitting from Hudgens.
Here's the center fielder, Corbin Grantham, 10th start of the season for him, a 1076 batter. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and watches a strike.
Radford certainly seems like they're trying to force action on the base paths and offensively, and they've done a good job of executing so far tonight. But certainly going to try to put pressure on Tennessee's defense.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw from Lawless is late as Keelan keeps the tag on, but in there safely is Eli Hudgens. It's the second steal of the night for the Highlanders.
Yeah, again, just going on first move, and Sharman with the big leg kick. Slide actually made it a little closer than it should have been, but I mean, Stone really no chance on that one either.
Swing and a miss. Grantham punched out. First strikeout of the night for Tennessee pitching and Michael Sharman.
That was his best fastball of the night right there. Gets it glove side. Really gets through that one. Had good backspin. 89 miles an hour as well. I think that might be the fastest one we've seen from Sharman so far, but you can see right there on the on the inner third of the plate, ties him up.
So here's John Keanu Perez, the left fielder, who singled and scored in the first. Hard ground ball to the shortstop. Curley eats him up, and there's no throw. So a tough start defensively continues for Dean Curley in Tennessee. And that'll be ruled an error as Perez gets on for the third Tennessee error just in these first 2 innings.
Yeah, that one a much tougher play. You got the runner coming across your face and ball's hit off the end of the bat, so it's got some weird spin. Kind of kicks away on him, but you never want to make any errors, but 2 in the first 2 innings. Tough pill to swallow.
So Hunter Keene bunts this one back. It's a foul ball. 0-1. He singled and scored as well in that first inning. Now, you said it, though. Radford just put the ball in play, and good things are happening right now, forcing Tennessee's defense to make plays.
Absolutely. It's that time of night, too, where the sky's kind of weird. Some squirrely things can happen on defense.
Check over the runner at first, Perez.
Talking about the sky, I just mean the vision can kind of be weird.
Right.
You know, you may not pick it up as well off the bat, or if the ball's in the air, you get a late jump on it or whatnot.
0-1, they'll check on Perez again. It's that pale blue that kind of blends in with the baseball a little bit when it gets up in the air. It's tricky for outfielders on those high pops. And Hudgens, who has a steal, is looking to come home as they bunt. First base side to Clark, just one play to first with Keelan covering. It'll score the run as Hudgens comes in. A 2-run lead again for Radford. And a nice bunt there by the shortstop, Hunter Keene.
It's good baseball right there, doing a job. Keene has the single in the first, makes a diving stop in the bottom half of the first, and then gets back up and gets a sac bunt RBI. Radford, for what we've seen so far, has been extremely clean, extremely, executing things on offense. A lot to like from this young bunch.
So here's the first baseman, Brecken Nace. Watches a breaking ball catch a corner for a strike. He walked in that 3-run first inning for the Highlanders. Just the second midweek game of the year for Radford. Swept Mercyhurst over the weekend. Dropped 2 of 3 to Akron to start the season. 2 weeks ago, fell to James Madison in their only midweek contest of this young season. 1-1 home. Outside again.
In-state foe James Madison, always good programs across all sports.
That's right. Two one an ace. Just outside. 3 balls, 1 strike as Nace is a ball away from walking for the second time already tonight. Team picked 8th in the Big South. 16-34 a season ago. With an early lead tonight. That one catches the corner.
Good pitch there. Yeah, it's been a rebuild for Alex Guerra in his 3rd season now. They were down pretty bad when he got that job, but a high upside coaching prospect, if you will. They like him a lot. He's got a strong background.
3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sharman strands the runner at second, gets out of the jam, but another Tennessee error leads to yet another Peebles and Chris Newstrom here in the second frame.
Spelled a little bit differently for Nick, but a good last name if you have aspirations of being a pitcher.
That's exactly right. Stone Lawless will be next. 1 for 5 at an RBI double in Houston, where he had a chance to hit against Rice, making his 6th start of the season as he watches a breaking ball. The first from Pettit for a ball inside. Big opportunity for Stone Lawless. Started this season, and Kenan Peebles, who was banged up coming into the year. Another one of these guys, Will, who has earned an opportunity, who has sat behind some really good Tennessee players, and as a redshirt freshman, brings an experience that feels like he's been here longer.
Yeah, it does, and I think being around and learning from a guy like Cal Stark every day will certainly have that effect on you and playing a position as important as catcher when it comes to leadership and clubhouse type things. That's valuable time spent with that guy, and I know that the coaching staff values that season a lot when they look at Stone, but when you look at the talent as well, I mean, it's just off the page.
Slow ground ball to Ward at third. Got to make a tough throw, and he does. Trapped by an ace over there at first. 5-3 to put out as Lawless is retired.
Really nice play here from Ward. I think it's a tougher throw than catch because he didn't really have time to get his hips turned. He kind of goes with the Patrick Mahomes style, throwing on the run if you're rolling out to your left.
Kenan Peebles swings at the first pitch he sees. Sky to left. John Keanu Perez under it, and 2 quick outs here for Pettit.
Yeah, he goes with a little cutter first pitch to Peebles, and Peebles gets under it just a bit.
So that'll bring up Chris Newstrom.
It was 86. I'm assuming it was a cutter of some sort. The slower breaking ball right there.
Newstrom, the left fielder. Walked and came around to score in his 1AB against Rice over the weekend. And a nice pitch there, fooling the Tennessee left fielder from Pettit. Newstrom still looking for his first homer of the season. Stays alive, fouls that one back. Started the first 2 games against Hofstra. Defensive sub of the Samford series as well. And again, a part of a Tennessee logjam of guys who can play in the outfield.
Absolutely, but Newstrom is extremely athletic and a really high ceiling. I'm not 100% sure how much he'll be able to squeeze in this year, but a guy they really like and will certainly be a factor moving forward in the program. But you know, you get an opportunity on a Tuesday, you never know. But every time he's been in there, it's been good swings, good plays in the outfield. And you can see the frame. He runs well. It's just an athletic, off the bus looking baseball team.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really is.
0-2 home. Staying alive again.
All breaking balls here from Pettit so far to Newstrom. He's been out front, so kind of begs the question, okay, do you try to go with the heater and it's kind of already on that ball and force him to stay on it longer?
Trying to get him to chase, couldn't get the corner, 1-2 to the Tennessee freshman from Phoenix, Arizona.
I think he went right on right change right there. Pettit not scared to throw anything.
This Radford team has been unafraid, no doubt about it, to start this one. That's waved and fouled on the left-hand side. And we'll do it again. Nice night at the ballpark. 60 degrees. Almost eerie how much the wind just totally died. And a very still and calm Tuesday night here on Rocky Top. Newstrom, nice piece of hit and puts that one into center field, served right in front of Grantham. And the freshman with a 2-out base knock to keep the inning alive.
Yeah, just an unreal at bat. Fouled off however many in a row, then takes the changeup that he could have easily swung through, and then fouls off another breaking ball, and then finally gets one he can stay through and punch it into center field. And even if you don't end up scoring this inning, I mean, Pettit was looking at 6-7 pitch inning, super quick, no stress, and that's just a relentless at bat to, at the very minimum, extend the inning and make him work a little bit. So we'll see what kind of dividends that can pay when you turn it around to Dean Curley, who's already got one homer on the day.
And all he did his first time up was hit a ball 105 miles per hour off the bat, 402 feet over the center field fence.
I said 2-iron. That sounds like a 1-iron.
Breaking ball misses as Newstrom will get back to first.
If you can't tell, I'm ready to get out and golf here soon. This weather.
Time change is coming, man.
It's coming.
We're going to be out there. That's how I know you are a veteran broadcaster already, is those of us that run Athletic and talk into microphones love comparing things to our golf game.
It's easy and people can relate. It's good.
Oh, absolutely.
What do we have there? A pitch clock?
Looks like it.
Maybe a warning first?
It looks like it. Yeah, nothing officially changing on the scoreboard. Our home plate umpire tonight is David Bailey, who was talking about that as we were talking about our golf games tonight. Probably won't be the last time. Two-0, runner going, swing and a miss, throw down to second, and Newstrom in there, throw gets away. Backing it up is Keene, but Chris Newstrom is putting the pressure on Radford now, a runner in scoring position for the Tennessee leadoff man here.
There's a ton to like about Newstrom. Single-handedly kind of turned this into a little inning right here.
First steal of his Tennessee career. On his first attempt, Curley ahead here. That one misses. Run the count up to 3-1 with the red-hot Gavin Keelan waiting on deck. And you could have Andy Pettit up there in his prime. I don't think he'd want to pitch to Keelan right now either. 3-1. Swung on and lifted in the center. Grantham started in, now tracks back and makes the chin-high catch. Allowed out from Curley will end the inning. No runs, one hit, one left. We have played two from Knoxville, and the Radford Highlanders continue to lead.